So I've been working out since 2019, 2020, and now it is 2023. I am nearly 20 years old. I started taking it more seriously at 16. First it was calisthenics, then it became a hybrid. Now it's majority weights, with still some calisthenics, but mainly fundamentals like pull-ups and dips. And my progress, I think, has been very mediocre. Now, maybe it's mediocre because I'm comparing myself to what there is online, but I think that probably is what it is. I think it's still okay. It's not like phenomenal. I'll just give you some numbers so you have an idea, right? So, for example, my bench, right? When I started lifting, my bench was like 30 for like 2, right? Right now, it's like 80 for 2. 80 for 1, like 70. I did 70 for like 7, 70 for 8, like fresh, on flat. Dumbbells, I do like 32 for 9, 32 for 10. Shoulder press dumbbells, I do 24 for 5, 24 for 6. This is all kg, by the way, so eat the one dumbbell in my hand, right? What else? What other lifts do I have? Those are the main ones. Weighted pull-ups, I can do 20 kg for 6 reps if I'm fresh. Maybe 5. And right now I'm 6 foot, 183 centimeters, and I weigh 79 kg. And I started at 70 kg. So there's some stats. And it's all right, but like I'm not even big. Like after training for 3-4 years, you would think I'd actually be big right now. Because the number one thing that I didn't commit to was a bulk. I just didn't commit to a bulk. I just didn't firm it. Because I was just too scared of getting fat because I was chubby before. I was just too scared of getting fat. So I never did like a proper bulk. I've pretty much just put on weight I've main gained for like 3 years or something, right? So I've stayed like similar body fat. I think at my lowest I was maybe like 14. I think I'm about 17 right now percent. You can still see my upper abs a little bit, but nothing impressive. You see a bit of delt veins. You see like you see it now. You see like standard bicep veins always there. So it's all right. It's okay. The mistakes that I have made is that I didn't commit to bulking. I didn't commit to actually putting on mass. Now I am committing to that. And if I get a bit chubbier for a bit, if my face gets a little bit fatter in the short term, it pays off later. Because I feel like the net gain of having a good physique is just like, you know when someone walks into a room and he's just jacked and he's just big, but he looks good. Like, it's a certain aura. And it's kind of like a tipping point. I don't think you can quantify it, but I think for the majority of guys, right, it's when they've built some decent mass on their shoulders and their arms are about 15 inches or more, right? I think once you get to that point, you actually look like you're someone who properly trains. But if you don't get to that point and you just get lean, like you only look good without your shirt on, and how often is that? You still look like you don't even train. You haven't built that physique. Because I feel like it's the bigness. It's how big you are. That's what gives the aura. It's not how lean you are. You can be really lean, but if you haven't got a lot of mass, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's nice. It looks great for social media. Being lean is very good for social media. The leaner you are, the better it is for social media, right? In terms of how much people respect you, how much people admire your physique. And a lot of these guys who are absolutely ripped are quite small. They're like 70 kilograms, 65 kilograms, 5'9", absolutely shredded and diced. They look massive on camera, but they're tiny and they look like a regular guy in real life. They don't actually look that big in real life. But looking big and lean takes much, much longer, and I just didn't commit to bulking. So if there's anything you're going to take away from this, it's that whether you're skinny fat, whether you're skinny, but even if you're fat, bro, you need to put on mass. Do not cut to nothing. I cut to nothing, bro. Everyone told me on all the forums not to cut to nothing, and I basically just cut. There was no mass on me, but I just wanted abs. But no one cares if you have abs, bro. No one cares. Do you have mass? If you have mass and your arms are lean, you're basically chilling. Like, you're actually chilling. Like, if you have somewhat okay veins in your arms and you have mass, I think that's the majority of it done, bro. You know what I'm saying? So don't do what I did, bro. And then I started doing weights more, right? Because with calisthenics, it's very cool. You know, I was doing back levers, I was doing muscle ups. I can still do a lot of that stuff. But I plateaued at it. I wasn't eating enough as well. And also with calisthenics, as you get heavier, it's harder to... As you get heavier, right? Everything becomes more difficult. Everything is more harder. Everything is harder. Pull-ups are harder, dips are harder, push-ups are harder. Everything's more difficult. So, in that sense, it's quite hard to progressively overload and track it. Like, if you want to track your workouts, you could gain 5 kg and still do the same number of pull-ups, but it doesn't feel like you got any better, but you actually did because you're heavier now. So, yeah. But with weights, you know, you eat more, and I finally started committing to eating more. I just committed, like in the last 2 weeks, right? Last 2 and a bit of weeks, I've just committed every day to eating more food. And I see it in my lifts. Like, I remember, I went from 32 kg dumbbells for 7 reps to 32 kg for 9 in 1 week. And I haven't progressed that fast in ages, in so long. I have not progressed that quickly. Because I just wasn't eating enough. I was just too scared of getting fat. But at this age, bro, like I'm 19, almost 20, I'm not gonna get fat. Like proper fat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, as long as you're eating clean and you just don't eat, you know what foods are bad. It's not obvious, it's not rocket science, but you know what food is shit for you. Just don't eat it, right? Then you won't really put on, I mean, you're going to put on fat, but you shouldn't put on too much. And also think about it, right? If you lean bulked, yeah, and you went for, let's say you completely lean bulked and you gained very minimal amount of fat, and you went from, you know, 75 to 80 kg, right? Your body fat percentage is going to go down because relative to your whole weight, you have less fat. So I didn't really think about that as well when I was, you know, main gaining. I didn't think about that. It was just okay. I wasn't really main gaining. I was trying to cut, but I just didn't lose any weight because I didn't commit to the cut either because I didn't even want to get even skinnier. So yeah, don't do what I did, bro, because it was dumb. I wasted progress, a lot of progress. Now I'm just committing to bulking. I don't care that it's summer. Like, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I do give a shit. I can't lie. I was shaving earlier, and I felt like my face looked fatter. I felt like it looked a bit fatter. But you know what? Like, it's a short-term thing. Eventually, I get a better return in the long term. But I have to go through that, you know, the fatter phase now, which is not what. It's not ideal, but bro, it's just part of it, innit? Just gotta accept it. Alright, do you guys like the fisheye? I think the fisheye is cool, right? The fisheye is it's a good vibe, innit? In a bit.